to prompt the Fed to go ahead and start tapering?
No, I don't think there's anything that would prompt the Fed to start tapering. The numbers came in a little weaker than expected. The revisions to July and June were a bit of a disappointment as well. Yes, the unemployment rate dropped, but that was from a fall in the participation rate. So this shouldn't really get the Fed to move at this point. I'm on record and will stick with it. They will not taper in September. They still might do it before the end of the year, but they won't do it in 2 weeks.
And we have this situation in Syria unfolding. So is that a reason? Will politics triumph economics, if you will, in the Fed's thinking over the next couple of months?
You know, I really hope it doesn't, because if the Fed is going to wait until everything's lined up just right and everything is all in a nice, neat little package with a bow on it, and now's the time to taper, that's never going to happen. There's always going to be an issue or two in front of us, whether it's the debt ceiling, or it's Syria, or it's Obamacare, or it's something else we haven't thought of, or 3 other things we haven't thought of. So hopefully they'll just be able to power right through that, look at the economy, look at where things are, make the decisions based on what they know and what might not or might happen in the future that is out of their control, like Syria.
So, Jim, short term, let me ask you, what are we going to see in terms of rates? Given all those issues we raised, we now saw the 10-year up close to 3%, backing off from that at the moment. Where do we go from here? Are we going to see an underlying bid return to Treasuries because of some of those concerns?
Very short term, you probably will see a bid return to Treasuries, but medium to longer term, the next few months towards the end of the year, I still think that rates will continue to drift higher. Not because things are getting better or the economy is getting better, but the big buyer of Treasuries is the Fed, and they're talking about getting out. Whether it's in 2 weeks or in December, they're talking about getting out. That market, the Treasury market, is dependent on its big buyer, and they're leaving. I know the Fed doesn't believe it, but the market does. Flows matter, and the flow of purchases is going to go down the taper, and that's bad for Treasuries, and they'll continue higher in yield.